Tron Legacy. I know a lot of people were split on this. Some people loved it, some people hated it. And me, I wasn't a really big fan of the original. Like, I liked the original, but I have a superficial reason why I didn't really like it. It's because I got a headache when I first watched it. Like, like I could, like I think it was on the 40-minute mark or 30-minute where I had to just like stop watching it because the original is just like this bluish kind of atmosphere, and it's like what you would imagine the virtual world would be. It's that kind of like it's that kind of graphics but 3D, and it I don't know. I know people did get sick from it, and I got sick from it, but I did finish it. It wasn't bad. Like, I don't know why people said it's bad. Like, it's one of the more underrated Disney movies, actually. So, here we are in like 2010, and they finally make a sequel. You know, like, let me think. Came out 82 years. 28 years later. Like, okay. So, the story here is that Kevin Flynn, he goes into, it's kind of obvious he goes into cyberspace in the beginning if you watch the first movie. So he goes in and he's never seen, I mean, for like a long time. And then his son grows up and goes into the same cyberspace. Where in this world, there's a new clue. The first clue got derezzed. I don't know why they call him Clue here. Like, they could call him something else, but whatever. Um, and the world is taken over by this new clue, or Clue 2. So, Sam goes into the world, like, okay, before this, you see him as, like, this kind of like, the stereotypical, like, I hate my father and all that kind of stuff. So, Sam Flynn, when he's in the grid, like, he's, immediately captured by, man, I forgot what they were called, but the bad guys, the drones, whatever. And he takes part in the games because he's forced to, and he sort of survives because, like, right before he gets killed, he's revealed as a user. So Clue reveals that, he looks like his dad, but then his dad is not actually his dad. So Clue says that he controls the grid now, and that his dad was banished and whatever. So Sam goes into a light cycle race, which I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for saying this, but I think it's actually better than the first Tron one because it looks realer. Like, I know it's more of a CGI mess, but I don't know. It just looks realer than like in the original movie where it's kind of just like it's more like a video game, but I don't know, it looks dated. So I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but that's what I'm saying. So he gets rescued by Cora, or oh yeah, that is her name. So she takes him to her dad, who's revealed to he was trying to make the cyberspace, but then Clue betrays him because he was trying to make a perfect world, and he believed that Kevin was like trying not to. So when I really think about it, is this movie better than the first? It's hard to say, actually. Like, I don't know, I have to watch the first Tron again, because I haven't seen Tron in a long time, so, like, to compare it, it's kind of hard. So, but based on its own merits, like, it is a good movie, like, I won't lie. And, like, the thing that I think everyone got bothered by in this movie is the effects and the music. Like, the music's great and the effects are great, but I think this is one of the movies where they really chose style over the story, because you're really more focused on the effects than the story. And they made the grid look actually really good, but maybe they focus too much on making it look too good. Like, I remember the story was something like Sam needs to get to Portal, and they have to run to the portal before Clue gets them. Like, you know, you kind of figured that they would come up with something better in 28 years. So, you know, it's a kind of a disappointment that the story here is kind of like simple. Like, they do have complex themes in it, like um, Clues trying to get to the real world to perfect it, and there's also Cora, who's like a metaphor for evolution. I mean, she really is. And all this, but it's not really so complex. Like, you can argue that it's not complex because it's Disney, but like, Disney is capable of making good stories. It's really hard to argue the style when the style is good, but then try to criticize it because they left the story behind. Like, you can't really blame them because the effects turned out really good. It's just, it creates this sort of situation where you're trying to like either like it or you're trying to hate it, but you're stuck in the middle in this kind of movie. So for me, I don't really have any other problems with it. Like, I had a fun time in the theaters, and I like the story. Like, it doesn't have to be complex. It's just, they could have done something better. That's what I'm trying to say. So, as a sequel, like, it's kind of hard for me to determine if it is better than the first one, but as a movie on its own, I say it's good. Like, honestly, I think it's good. But I think the part that really confused me was the ending. This one, I'm still kind of confused about, like how did Cora become a real person at the end? Like, that one kind of struck me as weird. Like, I'm trying to honestly think of a reason, but I can't. I think that's my real main problem with the movie. Like that plot hole at the end. But then again, it's Disney, so, well, I'll just let it slide.